Smartkat, a review from an owner, Michael Skorulski. Here's our Smartkat when it was still relatively new before the glue in the hulls came apart and the hulls wouldn't hold air anymore. It, it was no more than a couple of years after purchase that I put the boat together and pumped up the hulls and left it on the beach while I went inside. When I came out, I noticed one of the hulls was no longer hard. I pumped up again. It went down again. Can you imagine if you were out on the water and the hulls lost air? The boat would be completely unsafe. Over time, the problem just got worse. Both hulls wouldn't hold air. I tried to glue up the leaks. It wouldn't hold. Eventually, one of the nose pieces fell off. I contacted Smartkat. At the time, they had no repair service. I was offered the sale of new hulls. But who would want to spend hundreds of euros on new hulls that would just fall apart again? Smartkat blamed my environment on the hulls coming apart. It was tropical Brazil that was inhospitable to the hulls, they said. Although the Smartkat was stored inside in a ventilated house, this was just not good for the glue. This assertion was later totally refuted by a representative of Red Paddle Co., a leader in inflatable technology, who said that if glue was applied correctly and allowed to cure sufficiently, it should hold under any condition. The logical conclusion was that the glue in the Smartkat was not applied or cured well enough. Unlike Red Paddle Co., Smartkat was not willing to replace their faulty product. There were other problems with the Smartkat. The two orange carry bags at less than 25 kilograms were actually very heavy. Even a strong man would have a hard time carrying one of them for any distance. And the bags are long. This puts them in the category of extra charge sports equipment for airline travel. The cost for carrying each bag from Europe to Brazil on TAP Airlines, for example, is 180 euros. So 2 bags would cost 360 euros. Smartkat advertises that its catamaran can be assembled in 20 minutes. That time is unrealistic for all but a well-trained crew. Usually I put the Smartkat together over a couple of days. There were always little problems of assembly. I had particular problems with the trampoline and rudder assembly, and of course I pumped up the hulls forever by hand until the sweat dripped down my face. I think I only ever got out on the water a couple of times. Eventually, when I sold my house and moved to an apartment, the large bags caused a storage problem. To lighten the bags, I eventually threw the defective hulls into the garbage. Then, when I was no longer allowed to store the bags on the walkway in back of my apartment, I gave the rest of the Smartkat away for free. I could not sell a catamaran that had no functioning hulls. In all, the Smartkat was one of the worst purchases I have ever made.